Darkness shrouded the abandoned warehouse, casting an eerie silence over the scene. Dust motes danced in the weak beams of light filtering through the grimy windows, creating a ghostly atmosphere. The only sound was the dripping of water, each drop echoing in the cavernous space, amplifying the sense of desolation. Rahul entered, his footsteps echoing in the silence, each step a reminder of the gravity of the situation. He clutched a briefcase, its metallic edges glinting faintly in the gloom, a symbol of the high stakes involved. His face was grim, eyes scanning the shadows for any sign of movement, every muscle in his body tense.
You're late.
A figure emerged from the shadows, Varun, his presence commanding and intimidating. Two hulking bodyguards flanked him, their faces impassive, hands resting on concealed weapons, ready for any threat. Varun smirked, eyes cold and calculating, as if he had already anticipated every possible outcome.
Let's just say I like to keep people waiting. It gives me the upper hand.
Rahul placed his briefcase on a dusty table, its surface covered in years of grime, a testament to the countless deals that had transpired here. He flipped it open, revealing stacks of neatly bundled cash, meticulously arranged and ready for the exchange. The air crackled with tension, thick with the weight of unspoken words and hidden agendas. Varun's eyes gleamed with avarice, his mind racing with the possibilities that this deal could bring. He gestured, and one of his men stepped forward, placing a similar briefcase on the table, the exchange meticulously choreographed. This one, however, held a dazzling array of gemstones, each one more brilliant than the last, their facets reflecting the faint light, casting tiny rainbows across the room.
5 million. The words hung in the air, heavy with significance. As agreed, every last cent. The finality of the statement echoed in the silence.
The two men stared at each other, their eyes locked in a battle of dominance, a silent battle of wills raging between them, each waiting for the other to make the first move. The only sound was their ragged breathing and the distant rumble of thunder, a storm brewing both outside and within. The air grew thick with anticipation. Rahul reached for his briefcase, his fingers brushing against the cold metal. Suddenly, a high-pitched whine pierced the silence. Red and blue lights flashed through the grimy windows, casting dancing shadows across the warehouse. Sirens! Varun's eyes widened in alarm.
What is this? He roared, his voice laced with fury. You set me up!
Varun rounded on Rahul, suspicion etched on his face.
I swear I didn't know anything about this. Someone else must have tipped off the cops.
Before either man could react, a figure emerged from the shadows behind Varun. Ananya. She moved with a swiftness born of desperation, a pistol clutched tightly in her hand.
Nobody move!
Varun spun around, his eyes widening in shock. Before he could react, Ananya lunged forward, slamming the butt of the pistol against his temple. Varun crumpled to the ground, unconscious. Rahul watched the scene unfold, his mind struggling to process the sudden turn of events. Who was this woman? And what was she doing here? Ananya quickly cuffed Varun's hands behind his back, her movements practiced and efficient. She then turned to Rahul, her expression softening slightly.
You're safe now. I won't let him hurt you.
Rahul stared at her, his mind racing. He had so many questions, but now was not the time. He could sense that there was more to this situation than met the eye.
Who are you?
Rahul finally managed to ask, his voice hoarse with tension. Ananya hesitated for a moment, as if weighing her words.
Let's just say I'm the cavalry.
The warehouse doors burst open, flooding the space with blinding light, casting long shadows across the cold concrete floor. A swarm of police officers rushed in, their weapons drawn, their faces set with determination and focus.
Hold it right there, don't move.
Ananya stepped back, her heart pounding, allowing the police to take control of the chaotic situation. She watched as they read Varun his rights, their voices steady and authoritative, and led him away in handcuffs. As the last of the police cars disappeared into the night, their sirens fading into the distance, Ananya turned to Rahul.
It's over. You're free now. You can finally breathe easy.
Rahul nodded, his mind still reeling from the night's events, the adrenaline slowly ebbing away. He had come here seeking justice, but he had found something far more complex and dangerous, a web of deceit and betrayal that he never anticipated.